3 questions re recognition of foreign divorce that you really need to answer before you start. Recognition of foreign divorce is a Philippine court case that recognizes a divorce abroad as also being valid here. Before you go through recognition, there are 3 questions you need to answer for yourself to see if it's the right path to take. Your lawyer will definitely help you, but these questions are so useful in determining if you should do it and if you can do it. I use these questions all the time before we start a case. I found that they've helped my clients immeasurably. The top 3 questions are: 1. Why do I want to go through recognition of foreign divorce? I'll present the top 5 reasons people go through judicial recognition of foreign divorce. These are from actual cases, and you'll probably find the one that applies to your situation. The most common reasons are remarriage, immigration, property, recognizing a new spouse, changing your name on your passport, and living long-term in the Philippines. 2. Am I eligible for recognition of foreign divorce? Recognition of foreign divorce is only possible when at least one of the spouses is a non-Filipino at the time of the divorce. This means that the divorce is not recognizable when 2 dual citizens divorce or when a dual citizen and a Filipino divorce. 3. Can I fulfill the requirements of the case? The case requires documents and information. The case also requires the presentation of a witness at court. Exceptions exist, but still, it's best to be aware and prepared and to commit to getting the documents and working with your lawyer. These 3 pivotal questions are crucial to deciding whether you need the case or not. They'll help you decide what you need and help both you and your lawyer understand your case better. Question 1. Why do I want to go through recognition of foreign divorce? Top 5 reasons from actual cases. People often wonder why they should go through judicial recognition of foreign divorce. After processing so many of these cases, several common reasons repeat over and over. The outcome of a recognition of foreign divorce case is that there are official Philippine documents showing that the couple are divorced, even under Philippine law. These documents are very, very useful in the below situations. 1. Remarriage. 2. Immigration. 3. Registering a new spouse as your legal spouse in the Philippines. 4. Remove married name on passport. 5. Property issues. Reason 1. Remarriage. You may need the documents to remarry in the foreign country you live in. Take Japan, one among several countries that requires this. A Filipina called from Japan saying she needed a recognition of foreign divorce case. She wanted to remarry, and the Japanese government would only allow it after the case. The Japanese needed proof that she was legally single in her home country to provide a Japanese marriage license. She went to the Philippine Embassy to get advice. The Philippine Embassy recommended that she go through the recognition case, and she ended up reaching out to us one Monday morning. Reason 2. Immigration. Immigration is a very real reason people process this case. Take a Norwegian man who married and divorced a Filipino woman. Years later, he remarried another Filipina, and the couple then prepared for her immigration to Norway. But before the Norwegian government would allow the second Filipino spouse to reside in Norway, it first required proof that the Norwegian divorce of the first marriage had been recognized under Philippine law. We handled the case for the couple, and the wife was able to travel abroad to start her new life there a few years ago. Reason 3. Register a new spouse as your legal spouse in the Philippines. A Filipino married and divorced a European. She later remarried. She wanted her new spouse to be formally recognized by the Philippine government. She wanted him to legally be identified as her spouse when they bought property or started a business. But the Philippine Civil Registry still recorded her as being married to her first spouse, and so she had to go through recognition of foreign divorce and register her second one. Completing the case allowed them to invest in property together. Reason 4. Removing your former married name from your passport. "Do you mean," said one client incredulously, "that just changing my name on my passport back to my maiden name means I have to go through judicial recognition of foreign divorce?" "Yes," I told her, "because the passport law will only allow reversion to your single name after proof that you are legally single. For those divorced abroad, the proof that our Department of Foreign Affairs requires is a Philippine court decision granting recognition to the divorce." So, because she really wanted no reminder of her previous marriage, she decided to go through the case. We went to trial, obtained a favorable judgment, and she no longer has to carry her husband's last name. Reason 5. Property. Say you, a Filipino, want to buy property in the Philippines. You are now in a new relationship after your divorce from an Australian citizen. You go to the bank to get a loan for the condo you want to buy. The bank requires that your foreign divorce be legally recognized to provide financing. The bank is doing this to be absolutely sure that your foreign spouse cannot make a claim on the property later on. This can certainly happen, and, well, if it were me, I'd rather be safe than have problems down the line. Question 2. Am I eligible for recognition of foreign divorce? People contact us from all over to file a recognition of foreign divorce case, only to realize that their situation might not be eligible for it. An eligible case relies on one thing only. At least one partner must be a non-Filipino at the time of the divorce. Let's go through a few examples. Example 1. A foreigner and a Filipino divorce. Eligible. If a foreigner and a Filipino divorce, they can have this divorce recognized in the Philippines. Example 2. A dual citizen and a Filipino divorce. Not eligible. We'll often have a dual citizen email us on recognizing his foreign divorce from a Filipino. If the dual citizenship is a citizen of a foreign country and the Philippines, then he must go through annulment instead. They are both Filipinos and can only end their marriage through annulment. Example 3. A dual citizen and a dual citizen divorce. Not eligible. We also may get inquiries from couples who are both dual citizens. For example, a couple who were both dual citizens of the Philippines and the United Kingdom when they divorced. Years later, they settle in the Philippines and decide that it is time to recognize their foreign divorce so that they can clear their marriage record. They approach us for recognition of foreign divorce. They are not eligible. They will have to go through an annulment since they are both Filipinos. Example 4. A former Filipino and a Filipino divorce. Wait, ask some. What if my spouse was a former Filipino? When you become a citizen of another country, the Philippines generally considers that you have lost your Philippine citizenship. You are a foreigner and are eligible for recognition of foreign divorce if you decide to divorce. Remember, though, that you have to actually be a foreigner before you go through recognition of foreign divorce. If you become a citizen of another country after your foreign divorce, you must go through annulment. You also must not have reacquired your Filipino citizenship before your divorce. So the date when you become a foreign citizen is very important and determines whether you go through annulment. Third, can I fulfill the requirements of the case? Requirement 1. Collect documents. Your lawyer will likely do an initial assessment. Before accepting the case. He will look at the following documents. 1. Marriage certificate or report of marriage, if married abroad. 2. Divorce decree. 3. Proofs of citizenship. 4. Foreign divorce law. 5. Other documents as needed. He'll do a more in-depth one when you've decided to go through with the case. This in-depth assessment will start with reviewing the documents you have. It will first check to make sure that the documents are accurate. It will also check to see if the documents are admissible in courts in accordance with Philippine rules on evidence. We sometimes get detail-minded clients who ask us about Philippine court rules on evidence. These can get very technical and involved. What you really need to know is that the Philippine courts require evidence, particularly foreign documents, to be collected in a certain way before they may be accepted as proof. So, while you might have a document, it needs to be vetted for compliance with Philippine requirements. Your lawyer might find a flaw in the translation of the documents. Yes, this has happened. Or he might find the document is incomplete or lacking. Or he might find the document has to go through further authentication. In these situations, he'll ask you or someone you know to collect the documents after giving detailed instructions. He should, and we do. Requirement 2. Testify or arrange for someone to testify on your behalf. Your lawyer might ask you or a representative to testify. One court, out of the many cases that we have done, required that they needed the petitioner herself to be the witness. Others have accommodated it when the witness cannot be the petitioner. The witness will prepare and coordinate with us. It's important to work on this together and to get it done as smoothly as possible. For in-depth information on the process, see our writing on the subject.
Thank you for watching. For more videos, you can watch us on this channel. For more content and online consultations, you can find us on lawyerphilippines.org.